Hello and welcome to Here Are Our Games. Today I am playing Curious Expedition. This is the preview build, and I've been lucky enough to get my hands on it to give it a little bit of a look. It's a game made by Maschinen-Mensch, you can see way down here. These two gentlemen from Germany, and they have previously worked on the Dead Island series with Team Jaeger, if I remember correctly. And they're just two swell guys. I have an interview, which I'll include a link to in the blurb down below. But to just get into this, you are an explorer that is a prominent figure of history. Some of these are scientists or human rights leaders, people who have furthered culture and humanity in general. So you get to pretend to be one of those people and mount an expedition to discover and navigate and explore and find whatever is out there. So it's a little bit hard to grasp just on the surface, but once we get going, it'll be a little bit more apparent. So you can see here that I've already tried a game, but we're going to start new and fresh because, I've unlocked someone. This has already gone through a couple of updates, so this will absolutely be different when it hits the virtual shelves out there, but even just me playing it now and looking at it a couple of weeks ago, they've already added and changed some things. So when I talk about leaders or explorers, you can see we have Charles Darwin, an English naturalist and geologist, best known for his contributions to evolutionary theory, Marie Curie, Richard Francis Burton, Amelia Earhart. So, like I said, prominent figures from history who were explorers, scientists, people of intelligence, and all around, trekkers in expanding culture and humanity. So let's go ahead and, since Amelia is the new one, I started only with these four up here, we'll go ahead with Amelia. She's an aviation pioneer and the first female aviator to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. Very true. Each one of these people has their own little perk. When you mount an expedition, you have a handful of people in your party, and they can enable you, they give you bonuses and perks and can help improve your ability to talk to the locals, the indigenous peoples of whatever the area is. There are a couple of things that you have to manage. There's sanity, which used to be a game over when you hit 0, but this affects things like the morale. If people desert your party, you want to make sure that they are sane and their morale is high. And you have time as a factor, which classically was true. Christopher Columbus and all of those other travelers and explorers took real time. It's not like they just flew across the world in 48 hours. It was months and months and years of exploration and hard work to try and find out whatever they could discover. But each one of these perks in the party members you have in your group will give you bonuses and try and tamp down some of the things that you may encounter that could be negatively impactful. Anyhow, that was an awkward way to say it, but you can see here we have a Google Maps-esque view of the world. We have a little drop pin here. At this stage, you can't really choose anywhere else. You may hear like clicking, but these are just sort of randomly dropped, and I don't think they're based on any real fact, the map that you end up getting. It's just sort of, here's a picture of the world. And in the future, you can probably choose something more customized. So choose your next destination, the Curious Grasslands, a well-balanced region consisting mostly of wide grasslands. Let's go ahead and start. Expedition number 1. So here's the game world. There is a diary. There is a diary mechanic that will record the things that you encounter, and I think you can in future gameplays go back and see what it is that you found. But this is your primary way to interact with things that you come across. So if you're in an indigenous area, and you go to a village, you can choose from things like trading with them, trying to communicate with them and learn about the local lore and places of interest, or try and crash at their place, as it were. So we'll just go ahead and do random and see where this puts us. You have opted for random items. Adventure awaits. Perfect. And you can see that it's given me a random group with Sergeant William Dowling, Cyrus Cuthbert Vatcher, and Amelia Earhart. We have a donkey, Mr. Pasco. And you can see here that there's extra space. You can add more party members. And I think as you play and mount additional expeditions, you get things that can carry across, because your goal in this is to discover and accrue fame, which you use sort of as a currency, and that allows you to buy more supplies on your next expedition and recruit more people. So you can see here that we have standing, and this is basically your status with the locals. We have that sanity meter. The more you encroach and inconvenience the locals, the worse your relation is with them. So it's good to not do that, because they will follow you and, in some cases, attack you. But one of the natives told us about his home village. Perhaps they have tea. Continue. So this is the game world here. It's this sort of hex grid, and I've seen some press images and mock-ups of how this is likely to change. And there are things like if you battle local wildlife, hyenas or lions or something like that, it does give you a different view. And right now it's really just point and click. It's nothing more in depth like an old Final Fantasy game where you can choose moves and things like that. It's just A, B, or C. So you can see some points of interest here are question marks. Let's just go ahead, navigate, and you can see here that time, where is time? Time is passing. My sanity has definitely gone down, but compass progress shows which direction the temple is in. So at this point, the primary goal is to find a temple, and that really allows you to complete whatever the expedition is. But you get more points, obviously, for the more you explore and the more you interact with and accomplish. So we found a village. Let's go ahead and enter. You can see here this little stylized image, which is a little interactive. So we have Cyrus here saying maybe these people can help us. And if you come across a graveyard or something like that, some of the people may say that this is a place that you don't want to desecrate. And it's good to have those people in your party because you don't want to ruin your standing. So, as we approached the settlement, the natives observed us with caution. They were kind and offered to help our cause. Let's see what they have to trade. They've got blue mushroom here, and mangoes. The villagers offered us some of their valuables. Well, in my experience, and at least so far, trading does not improve your standing. You have machete and whiskey. What if I go for a mango? If I go for 2 mangoes? We settled on a deal with the villagers. Recruit. We sat down and discussed with the natives to see if anyone was inclined to join our trek. A native in our ranks would certainly be beneficial, which is true. They can smooth over some of the issues you come across with folks. So we found some natives that were willing to join our trek. A shaman and a scout. I'm going to do shaman here. And we can see that it's already improved my standing because it was down at 8 when I tried to recruit somebody. But native shaman joined our trek. While we still felt welcome, we could tell that villagers had become disturbed about our presence. So we're going to take off. Staying the night increases your sanity, but also decreases your standing. We packed up the trek and departed as new adventures could be waiting around the next corner. In distrust, the natives stared at us as we departed their village. The following days, we caught glimpses of a village warrior behind us. So we've got experience here, decreased my standing by 1. Experience can be used to upgrade individuals. Spiritual native with mystical powers. Chance of sanity gain when using mushrooms. Yeah, that's helpful. Now the experience doesn't apply to everyone, so if I have 10 experience, I don't get 10 experience per person. It's only, it's like if I have $10 and I spend $2 on somebody, I only have $8 left. So you do have to manage that. And I believe these folks will stay on between expeditions, so I don't know if in practice currently that progress will carry over, but I think in the future it probably will. So, is this... Well, it looks like it's anywhere between northeast and southwest. So let's go ahead and southwest since we're coming from the northwest. Nothing to discover here. Ooh, here's a cave. Now new region. Now the inventory management is this area here is where there's wildlife that's hostile. Inventory management is a thing. You can see here that I have limited capacity only for a couple more items, and you can get more donkeys or buffalo or whatever it is to try and carry more stores for you, and it takes up another slot for your party. But, for instance, let's see if this cave... In the past, I came across one that needed a torch in order to adventure. We approached a cave where light shined down a near vertical chute. We would need a rope to venture into its depths. So, because I don't have rope, I can't go ahead and see more. But Boku here wants to explore it. Unless he brought rope there, that ain't going to happen. We called together the group and departed. Let's see if we can avoid these hyenas. Alright, so I'm going to expend 2 of my ammo here. Usually people get horribly mangled. We were attacked by a group of hyenas, very unceremonious, but we fought a fierce battle. However, we could not prevent Sergeant William and Boku from being attacked and injured. Great. Continue. Got some meat and a hyena pelt. So, I'm overburdened, of course. Because someone has been... Let's discard this. Someone was injured. You can see here, injured. What does it say? Restricted from performing certain intense actions. Yeah, well, if I was mangled by something, I would be unlikely to perform intense actions as well. Let's explore whatever this is. We arrived at a magnificent waterfall. It was an awe-inspiring sight. The water was fresh and cool. This is a true testament to the greatness of creation. This is a little bit MS Paint, but it's endearing. I do like the graphics in this. This looks like whoever it was just clicked multiple times. Let's rest overnight, see if people will heal. We settled down, allowing everyone to rest. This night, Mr. Pascoe had a conversation with someone who was clearly not there. How did the donkey talk to someone? Paranoid, suffers from general distrust of others. What? Yeah, okay, sure. Let's sleep. Took 3 days, gained some sanity back. Next morning we awoke pardon me. The next morning we awoke to the gentle noise of the falling water. Let's take off. Continue. I have a feeling we're going to have to come back. So, let's see what's way down here. We found a dragonfly. What is this? What is this? Oop. It was an absolute miracle that Boku had managed to prevent his wound from getting infected. It had healed well, and he was now able to perform all his duties again. That's good. We moved on. There were more adventures awaiting us. Let's find what comes next. Looks like... Oh, and here's the Golden Pyramid. So, only 32 days have passed. Let's take a trip way out here. Discover a little bit more. Got another butterfly. And let's... see what's going on here. We explored the mysterious well. It was enormous and had a diameter of about 30 feet, and numerous paintings were on its walls. I hate it. The water was murky brown, so we could not see the bottom. According to Boku, wise men were able to learn about the surrounding lands by looking into the well under the moonlit sky. Well, let's do that. Look into the well at night. 8. Does this improve? Oh, it decreased. We waited until nightfall and took another look into the deep into the well. We did not know how, but we could make out the reflections of a distant temple in the water, and voices seemed to speak in our head in unknown yet unrecognizable languages. Okay. Well, again, since we know where the temple is, there's a village over here. Discovered another butterfly. Let's check out this shrine. Things are just happening. We approached what appeared to be a holy shrine. The natives of the region had placed several sacrificial offerings. Shh, I hear voices. Offerings on the outside. We found a stone portal which would hopefully lead, I think you are overreacting, us to the shrine's secrets. Let's enter the shrine, see if this decreases from 8. It was a truly mystical place. We found a mysterious artifact resting on top of an altar in the middle of the room. Let's investigate. Somebody said something, but I missed it. It was truly not... Some of this is a little bit repetitive because the game stitches... Pardon me. Some of this is a little repetitive because the game stitches together events. But I imagine when this goes out into the world, it will be a little bit better fleshed out. But it's still impressive nonetheless. So, we found a magical artifact perched precariously on top of the altar in the middle of the room. Let's take Hill Fetish and Moonstone, which, oh my god, took 4 out. The moment we obtained the treasure, the earth began to shake wildly. We hurried outside as the shrine was swallowed by the earth, and huge mountains erupted from the ground. Holy God! A group of native warriors appeared as if by magic. They must have been following us since we left their village. Their leader was furious about our actions and demanded that we pay them tribute in compensation. They want 30, so look at this. I have animal meat that's almost worthless. We have whiskey. There we go. We did not want to risk confrontation. We were able to come to an agreement with the warriors. They disappeared as they had appeared quietly. Wow. There are volcanoes. This is the first time I have ever seen that. I don't know if it's still possible to get over here. I'm not interested in going to talk to the natives because I'm not their best friend right now. You can see my sanity has dropped to 0. With a deep sigh, Boku stood up and gave me some coca leaves he had been keeping for hard times. He then slowly walked backwards and vanished into the darkness of the night. He never returned. Well, could he have waited until we got to this place and finished? Enter the pyramid. We found the golden pyramid. Great job! Choose a new perk for your explorer. Desert Explorer. Climber. Reduce movement cost. Start each expedition with a standing bonus? Okay, let's do that. Deal. Good luck on your future expeditions. Finish! Alright, let's see. Current fame... none. Golden Pyramid, 150. Analyzed region, 25. Not all that great. 3x butterflies for 15. Days, decreased, looks like maybe 1 point per day. 56. New fame, 134. Finish expedition! So let's see. Start. We're on expedition number 2 of 5. Let's give it a start.